All right, class, so this is your geography packet assignment that you need to complete from me. In most years past, I've done a physical paper packet, but I decided last year that it might be a good idea to change it up, and it's probably good that I did, given the circumstances we're under. So some of the things you have required for this is you have physical features of the United States that I need you to identify and label. So those are all listed right here for you. There are also a list of words that you need to define. I say you only need 10. I give you more than 10. I also give you 6 that you'll already use anyway. So mountains, plains, rivers, the Gulf of Mexico, oceans, and all of the Great Lakes. And just remember, when you go and you define a word, you also have to put it on your physical map, which is here on the next slide. So for example, if I would do a canyon, and there should be one canyon that comes to mind that you can use, I would need to label it on the map. Now you can use the maps at the back of the book. Those are on pages 614 and 615, or feel free to use the internet by doing a search for physical map of the United States to help with the labeling and where things are at and finding all those things. All right, so let's look at the physical map. So for example, this is probably going to stretch some of you in regards to being able to manipulate a Google slide and what to do. For example, let's just go to shapes and say I'm going to put in mountains. Triangles are always good to use for mountains. So the Rocky Mountains are out here. I'm going to draw a little triangle. Perfect. You can change the color of it by going up here. Just say I want to do that color. It's a dark red. It's not a brown. I couldn't find a brown in there. Now, if I want multiple mountains, which I probably do because I'm going to have to space them out all the way down this section of the country. It's already highlighted, so all I have to do is hit Control C, which is copy, and then watch, I can do a bunch of them really quick. Control V and just keep hitting V. A bunch of them pop up. And I can select, drag, space them out along here. Maybe I shouldn't cover the Great Salt Lake. There we go. Okay, so just drag them along where I want them. Okay, if I decide, oh, I want one more, control, select one, Control C, Control V. One down there, another one here. Perfect. Okay, all done with the Rocky Mountains. Then I need to label them. So I go Insert, Text Box. I can just make my text box along here, and then I'd label Rocky Mountains. Now I would probably bold your labels. It makes it a little bit easier to see. But if I take away that, it's kind of hard to read mountains along here. So I can highlight it, can with the text box if I want to, just select the text box. I could add a background color to it if I would want to. Go to format options on it. You can also do a reflection, might make it a little easier to see, or a drop shadow. But those are just some options, or you can just real quick and easy change the font color to something that you can see. The font color's there, so maybe yellow might be easy to see. Still a little difficult. So you guys can tinker with that and see what would work best. Something else students are always wondering about, planes is one of those that you have to do, and lots of times they're like, well, what do I do for planes? Circles are good, kind of turn it into an oval a little bit there, and you could label it here. Now you might have multiple planes, you're going to probably have multiple mountains, so just make sure you use the same types. Like the Appalachian Mountains are over in this region, you're going to have to label those as well. Gulf coastal plain, you have coastal plains you need to label, so you can do a plain out here, plains along here. Make sure you're using the same shapes. Okay, that way it's easy for me or someone else to see, like, oh, triangles are mountains, ovals are plains. Makes sense? So that way the map itself is consistent. So we move on to definitions. Again, I give you the list of words you need to use. You only need to pick 10. I give you 6. You're going to give me 10 definitions. Use dictionary.com. And again, please make sure it's a geographical definition, because sometimes you type in something and they don't give you the geographical definition for it. So you might have to do a little bit more of a search and do a geographical definition of, and then type in the word, and you'll get a geographical definition for it. If you need more space, you run out of room, just duplicate the slide, and then you can delete all the other things that were duplicated and keep rolling on whatever it is that you were adding to it. I'm going to delete that slide because I don't need it. Now, your political map. This is the website you'll use. I've got it pulled up here for you. You can see all of the states are labeled with their abbreviations. Down here where it says show state names, take that away. Click the button, they go away. Fill color. So it starts off with red, but if you click on the color itself, you can see it gives you a whole plethora of colors to use. So red's first. I'm just going to tap a state. See, they all change colors. Okay, just make sure, because you will lose points, make sure, and it's real easy as you start going and clicking and changing colors and things, it's real easy to have colors that are the same touching each other. You ever look at a political map, all the colors are different. No same color touches another color of the same in the same state. So I shouldn't have a red state touching a red state, or a blue state touching a blue state, or yellow state touching a yellow state, whatever. Okay, so set yellow, click yellow. You can see those states are changing colors for me now. Eventually I have all 50 states labeled. It gives you a legend, and you can see on your map when you do it, it'll start showing up along the side here by Florida. You don't necessarily need to worry about that. It'll show up. It's not going to hurt anything to have it there. So when you're ready to preview it, I haven't completed all mine, but that's okay for sake of. So when I preview, you see the color swatches come up here over by Florida and South Carolina. Again, they don't matter. You can download the map, or if you right click on it, you can copy the image or save the image on your computer. I'm just going to copy the image for now. So I'm going to copy. I'll come back here. I'm going to go down to the next slide where it says insert downloaded map here. So you can do that, or I can right click and I can paste. Give it a second here to load up. There it came. And I can drag it and make it the size of my slide. And it's going to be a little bit distorted. Doesn't quite fit in there as nicely as I would have liked it, but it's there. Then you're going to label your states. So insert text box. So for example, California. I can label California. Make it bold. You see it's there. Now again, text box, just copy, Control C, Control V, and you really only have to do it once. So if I want to come out here to Indiana, and I would try as you're doing this to centralize it over our state, maybe. Okay, that makes sense to do. And Ohio, like we kind of get bunched up over here on the east. So if you have to, you can, for example, oops, cut that, the wrong keystroke. So say copy paste. I know California is not over here on the East Coast, but these little itty bitty states are hard to do. So if California is right, that little state here at the top of that arrow, I can just draw a line. Then I select here, right by the state, draw my line there. And you can see, and then I can move my text box up where I need it to be close to. So that's actually Rhode Island right there, that little one that I just drew that arrow to. Okay, so that's what you do. And then what you can do as well is you can label their capital. And I would again go to shapes. You have to label a capital because you're going to give me the states and capitals on the next one. But maybe, because usually the capitals are with a star. See if arrows doesn't have a star. Not really. There we go. Call outs, little stars. Right there. Perfect. So Indiana's capital is right there. Maybe we do blue. And if I click out here, there, Indiana's capital is right there in the center. Okay, I know that. I copy that, paste, oops, undo. There, now selected, copy, paste, get a new one. I know Columbus. I can get it to move. There we go, maybe. No, not working for me. So you might have to actually, there we go. Columbus is actually, their capital's over in the south a little bit there. You can kind of see the stars show up. So that's a little bit, again, might challenge a few of you here with regards to how you move things and so on and so forth. So maybe be a good idea to start with a big star where you need it to and lessen it down a little bit. So then your list of states and capitals, I would just go in alphabetical order. You type here and you start with, I think Alaska might actually, Juneau. That's how I do it. Alaska, and then you just keep going in alphabetical order, right? And again, give you an extra slide. If you need more, just duplicate it and you'll have it there for you. Okay, so that's all I have for you with the geography packet. Again, hit me up with any questions you might have, either via email or in person here in class. You guys can talk to me there. So that's it. Good luck.